Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you all for joining me tonight. It's 9 o'clock. It's Thursday. It's quite a cold February evening, and my good mate James Holgate has just popped in, flashing off his under cupboard lighting there, looking very seductive. And thanks for tuning in. What a fabulous show we had last week. My mate, my co-host Mike, might have a few problems getting in tonight because there's quite a few people been without power in my village for the last week, and he's been in a hotel and he said that there's some internet problems, so we might have some trouble. Bearing in mind, also, ladies and gentlemen, we are going out live on Facebook and YouTube, as well as wakeupuk.net. So if you're not a member of the Wake Up community just yet, pop over, come and see us. For the price of a coffee. As you can see, you can join the great shows and the great things that they do over there. So, yeah, fabulous. Evening, James. How are you, darling?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, David. How are you?
Yeah, mate, I'm very good. I'm just about thinking about Russia's invaded Ukraine, so I'm going to invade Jordan. What do you reckon?
I wouldn't like to go to Jordan.
No. Oh, a mucky mansion she's got. A mucky mansion she has. Yes, she does.
Yeah, no, but not for me. Not for me.
No, not for me either, darling. But a lot of people like it. They do. They really do.
Yeah.
How are you? You had a good week?
Pardon?
Have you had a good week?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I've been trying out some ivermectin.
Ivermectin. You can't get it now. Apparently, they've pulled it off the shelves in the shop. Let's just give a quick shout out to a few people. We've got Patsy Ballantyne. We've got Susan Megan A. We've got Paul Tiddy Wells in the chat room. And I think as well, Nicola Burrows is going to be popping in tonight all the way up from your end. So, yeah, mate, listen, you're looking swell, James. You're looking like life's treating you very well.
Do you think so?
Yeah, you look like you're just about to go to an Oasis concert. Let's have it.
I don't think so. I look a bit rough. I ain't had a shave or anything.
No, it suits you. I tried. I ordered a cutthroat razor in the post because I go to the Turkish boys and they take 20 years off me. They do every time I get my haircut. I don't know how they do it, but they use cutthroats. Well, I got mine today. Anyway, I've done more than cut my throat. I've cut my finger. We've cut all sorts. So, yeah, I should only be getting that kind of service done while I'm in the barber shop. I shan't be doing it at home. No. So, anyway, you don't look rough. You look organic. You look like a man. That's how men are supposed to look. Handsome.
David, I'm off grid.
Oh, and that love. So you're not being hassled by any of these big energy firms wanting to rape your bottom?
No. I've just got my solar panels on the wagon and I've got my battery fired up, and this is the first night that I'm on the battery.
What is? A lot of girls are on the batteries this time of night, but we won't talk about that. Hey, Alan, lovely to see you, darling. Thanks for tuning in. How are you?
Not too bad, bro. Not too bad.
I was reading your post earlier about the judiciary. It's absolutely true what you're saying. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, kind of like it's weird how we have to put things, and when we write posts, we really seriously have to think about how the way we word it and the way we word it is. But it's spot on. They're just absolute fucking bastards. It's just a money making machine now. That's all it is. It's just a part of the corporation and money laundering. You would name it. It's just terrible. Honestly, terrible.
Yeah, it's not right.
5% they want. So if you win it for 500,000, that's 50 grand you got to find.
Well, here's the thing. Here's where you might have a little bit of luck if you lean on them. In as much as we have got some old established laws in this country, which to the establishment, they're like a stinky kipper that lingers under the pillar every now and again. But every now and again, the kipper comes up and slaps them around the face and makes them do what they're going to be doing and should be doing. And them two things are the coronation oath, not the Queen's coronation oath, but the coronation oath, where Queen and all subsequent monarchs have all turned around and said, we will govern this country according to God's law. And the other one, of course, is the Bill of Rights 1689. I'm sure if you slap some of them in, here's the thing, if they don't do it, tell them that they're in violation of the monarch, right?
Yeah, I know that. That's you're one step ahead, mate. Because part two is exactly that. Now I'm going to go back with them, right, with a counterclaim to turn around and say, but at the end of the day, right, Elizabeth Regina, right, we can go back 400 years, right?
Yeah.
Is it 400 years? To when
1688.
Yeah, whatever it was that it was almost law of the land. The common law was for the people, and it meant something.
I mean, it's. Do you know what? We had it up till quite recently. It was only when Edward Heath signed everyone into this European Union project, and it was only supposed to be for trade. But it was when we started slipping away from all the constitutional values and all the old money and all this and that. They wanted to get rid of it and wipe it under the table. Someone's got a mic on, making a little bit of feedback. I'm not too sure who that is, but it is what it is. So, you can hold these people to account. Now, in the old Magna Cartas, right, it says in perpetuity to the end of time. It doesn't say until some despotic criminal government acting like the Gestapo come along and decide they just want to. They can't do that because it says it's written in perpetuity. Now, perpetuity means till the end of time.
Yeah. But also, David, I've also added stuff in Discovery because Discovery is court proceedings. And when I phoned up the court and she said, I said, why have you sent all my papers back? Blah, 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 blah. And I said, you're saying in it that the court papers are not. I said, they are. I said, they're all in bundles. One was for Hammersmith and Fulham Council. One was for Wandsworth Council. One was for the court. And I have the master copy. I said, yes, but I've got to add some stuff in Discovery. And she said, what do you mean Discovery? I said, under court precedence, Discovery, meaning that there is new evidence come to light that I want to add to it. And she didn't know what I was talking about. And I thought, you work for the courts.
They're business. They're just an absolute business. Hang on, I'm losing. I don't know if we're still. I kind of lost the feed there a second. By the way, our internet around is a bit naughty at the minute. We've had power cuts and trees down and all sorts of problems in the last few days. The courts out are despotic. We have criminals. We have the mafia running our courts. And the thing is, we tolerate it.
I know we do. Yeah, well said, David. And this is like, I mean? Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is all my paperwork there. Look, there's my new Discovery bit. Right. And there's all so my. There's one copy. Look, there's one bundle there. Yeah. There's a second bundle there. A third bundle, and that's what they sent back to me today. Look, all three bundles.
So How's it made you feel, Al?
I kind of expected it, to be truthful. I knew they'd be hiding. Me and Charles are working on something in actual fact, because what I've gone as well with is that I've got all the paperwork for that Labour MP that claimed £12,000 in his court case under expenses.
It's true.
So it says it all, doesn't it? How corrupt the system is.
They're all at the trough. Look, I've been doing a bit of research today on how they operate, and actually our MPs operate in Parliament is that they're all limited companies. If you go on to limited companies' house, you'll find Boris Johnson Limited, you'll find Pretty Patel Limited, you'll find all of them as limited companies. Now, what do limited companies do?
Mate, yeah. But what I might do, David, hypothetically, so for argument's sake, we're saying if whatever amount it is, if it's 50,000 for 500 grand, 25,000 for 100 grand, you know, even if I have to go down as, say, pay 200 quid or whatever it might be to get it into court.
Alan, hang on, let's spear throw it. Let's just go spear.
We're not going out to wake up.
Oh, we're not?
No.
Hang on, can I add a... What's the wake up logo?
I think you've got the Wake Up YouTube channel ticked, but not the website.
Oh yeah, the banners. Is it near the banners or something at the top?
Hang on. I'm gonna have to come out the show and start again then.
That's if you haven't been timed out.
I actually thought I've got it shared to Wake Up. I've got it shared to Facebook. I've got it shared to YouTube on the.
Yeah, I think it's going out to the Wake Up YouTube site and the Facebook site on yours, but not the actual Wake Up website.
Dave, do you want me to come up, give Jason a ring and see if he can do anything his end?
Well, look, let me. So hang on.
I'll come out.
I can do it here. Hang on. What is the Wake Up UK logo on the screen where I should be broadcasting to?
Hang about. I can't do it while I'm on this, can I?
It should say wakeupuk.net or something like that.
Yeah, let me try that one. So should be. Should start now. Let's see whether it's going over there. Oh, for goodness sake. I'm useless at this sort of thing.
It's like the British flag, isn't it?
Well, it's given me it's given me about 5 Wake Up UK options, you see. In the bar, it gives me YouTube, it gives me Facebook, but it gives me about 4 or 5 Wake Up UK ones. We might be going... No, it says, please wait, the stream's not started. So, oh, for goodness sake. Sorry, guys. Let me remove that one. I'll try... let's put a spanner in the works, isn't it? Remove. So we'll remove that one. Remove. Let's go. Wake Up UK chat room. Is that the one?
Yeah.
But it says Jeremy... Wake Up UK chat room. Right, so let's try that one. Guys in the chat room, I'm so sorry. Just bear with me. We'll get this. We got a technical hitch.
I think that looks like it.
Does it look like it now? Damn. I shared the StreamYard link in the chat room. Oh, for goodness sake.
Let's have to give it a minute. There's normally a delay.
Oh, is there normally a delay? Let me screen share and I'll show you. And then you can tell me which one it is. Just bear with us, guys and girls at home. Right, screen share. So just coming up for screen share. Right, so we're on this now. Can you see what I'm on StreamYard? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just remove that one, and I'll show you the dilemma that I've got.
No, we can't see your options. We can't see the control
Up the
options.
top end where it says
If it's
end
gonna let
stream,
me, hang
it should
on.
be a
Remove,
wake up
right,
round
so-
thing.
Let's
That
remove that.
Don't end the stream yet. At the top there where it says end stream, next to this.
Yeah, look, I've
round-
got Wake Up UK.
Yeah,
You've got
I've got
the
Sandy Smith,
wakeupuk.net.
Wake Up. But that's the Facebook one. That's Lee Garrett. This is Billy Watson. This is Wake Up UK. I've tried that one. That's going out to Facebook.
It's not.
Is that the one I have to put it up in?
Which one?
them circles at the top is one of them. But what's the first one, Dave?
That's Facebook.
That's Sandy Smith.
Oh,
What about this one? I'll try it. And then we'll see where it goes out.
No, if it's a Facebook link.
No, that's what I'm thinking.
No,
Oh,
that's
That's
going
it.
to Jason's
That's it.
Facebook.
Has it come up?
yeah,
Oh, cool.
that's
See,
the chat
that's
room on
the
the right hand
problem.
side.
It's come up with so many options for Wake Up UK, and I wasn't
Yeah,
intent.
I think I might have done that as well, Dave. When I went on to do a Jeremy Paul show last week, I think I did exactly the same. Went and pressed the wrong one.
Right, so we're now going out in the Wake Up chat room, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, apologies for that. Right, okay, let's get back on track. What was we talking about? Let me see.
Yeah, what I was saying to you is that we are working on something else. Me and Charles have got something else that we're working on, and we will go back to that. But what I might do, as then, I might pay a minimal fee, right, just to get it into court, and then we can do, once we're in court, we've got them in court. And then we can use all the paperwork we've got then, once we're in court. And once we've got the jurisdiction, we're in the court itself.
Well, if you use the coronation oath, and if you use Bill of Rights 1688, you'll get it in there anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try some bits and pieces that we're going to try. Now, it's not over. I'm not giving up with people saying, "Oh, sorry, you failed," and all this and that. You know, look, it's never over until the fat lady sings.
Oh no, never, no, never. But these courts, and look, they're going to keep taking from the people. They're going to keep shafting them. They're going to keep denying them justice. They're going to keep cheesing people off. And then one day, in this great country called England, they're going to go and cut their fucking heads off and put them on poles. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if you saw the post that I put up the other week. Is when I turned around and said, "The Palace of Westminster would be good once we start seeing them. We start seeing them swinging from Westminster Bridge."
Well, it's been done in the past. Nothing new under the sun, as they say. It's disgraceful. They're public servants. They've forgotten that they serve us. We don't serve them. We don't serve them.
Well said.
We don't serve them. The servant is no greater than the master, and the master's no servant. Look, the leveled the leveled scales on top of the Old Bailey is there as a reminder to this country, Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales, and the whole world that justice is a level playing field. So what it means is that the people that work in the judiciary are afforded the same amount of rights and respect as everybody else. But we've got this system now where the people are down here getting kicked in the mire. We're being treated like serfs, and these up here in the clouds in their glass houses don't realise that when you rip this lot out, this lot comes crashing down, and that is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to happen at some point. It really is.
You should see the game I'm having with the hospital, because she's saying you're not allowed to come to the hospital. I said, what law does that say? Where's the law that says I can't visit my sick wife?
Well, that's it.
Okay.
Look,
I said, if you want me to wear a mask, and I'll put a mask on if it means to come and see my wife or whatever it is, I will go along with your rules and regulations. But I don't do rules and regulations per se. But if it means seeing my wife, I will do what suits your agenda.
Dave,
yes.
the stream came on Wake Up and then it went off again. I think you were right with the first one you chose, and we needed to wait a bit longer for it to come on.
Oh, hang on.
So if you can go back to the previous one, we should be right. Sometimes it's like between a 30 and a 50-second delay.
What? So what one am I supposed to be going for? Yeah, hang on. I'm not doing this again. Let me screen share.
Oh, the one that you went on before this one.
Because old Jason's going to be on the blow at me later again.
Yeah,
I knew
it's the
you
chat
was
room one, Dave.
Yeah, he's
The one
going to be
that
doing his
wake up
name.
chat
Yeah.
room.
Right,
Go for the one that says wake up chat room.
right. You tell me. Hang on. Just calm, because I'm getting excited now.
Has he got a popcorn on?
Yeah, don't take a lot for me to get excited. Right, which one? Which one? Oh, can you see that?
Is it the one with the Union Jack spear?
It'll say wake up UK chat room on it.
You got to
Wake
go on
up.
the circles.
Yeah.
This one here, Wake Up UK chat room.
Yeah, is that the bottom one with the W?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Are we sure?
Fairly
We
sure.
can. Right, so I'm just about to save the changes, darling. And
Then
let's...
give it 60 seconds or so, and it should come up.
My good. Oh, Jason's going to wipe the floor with me, isn't he?
There's some good comments in there. I copy Patriots putting some stuff in. The judge of police governments are all Freemasons run a corporate system.
Al, I don't see why we tolerate it. I don't see why we let social services steal kids off of families at gunpoint. I fail to see that we've lost our backbone, that we've lost our decency, we've lost all. We've been. I don't know. I mean, the system is to blame, yes, but so's the people. The people are hugely to blame because we've allowed this to happen. Years ago, our ancestors would have gone, no, we ain't tolerating that. And they'd have gone down there, had a swift half a shandy and gone and sorted it out.
Well, you know as well as I do, when we were in, we had a prime opportunity when we were in Parliament Square on the 5th of November. There was enough people to pull them gates down at bloody Parliament.
No one's got the balls out. No one's prepared to go home and face the Gestapo coming round their doors. And, you know, in Canada, you can't... in Canada, they've said any of these people that go to protests and have animals, they're going to take the animals and put the animals down.
Yeah,
Who's
they did, yeah.
Satan?
Yeah, and about these, is it the the LAD machines? Is it LAD machines?
I don't know.
Well, the microwaves they're using in Australia, is it Canberra, where they've got them outside the buildings? They're like machines. And they're burning people with these microwaves. The protesters and that.
But why are people, right?
Russell, have you seen it?
Oh, right.
No, I haven't. But why are people not going into the governmental buildings, ripping the arse out of them and kicking them out on the streets? Why is that? Why is that not? No one's got the balls. Everyone's too scared. But what they don't realise is actual numbers of people in the system is tiny compared to the 65 to 70 million of us. We allow these people to rule our everyday life, and we just haven't got the gumption or the courage to stand up and say, no, we're not having this no more.
Well, all the coppers are standing there with earplugs on, and they were doing this thing because there were children there, so they were sapping the children as well. And one of the guys turned around and said to the policeman, "You've got a spare pair of earplugs hanging from your radio, or whatever the case might be in your uniform. Can that child have them so the child is not going to be damaged?" And I think Spears got a clip of it somewhere.
Right.
Have you got a clip of it, Spear? It's on BitChute.
Right, we're out in the chat room now anyway. So
I don't think I have.
Oh.
Apologies, Jason. If Jason can hear me, or if he comes in tomorrow in the land of the gods, it's not just my... I don't know, I got it wrong.
We're back on now. Everyone can see it.
That's all right. Is the comments of the chat room coming up in my StreamYard chat? They are, aren't they?
Not in the wake-up chat. They don't come up here, but the ones that go out to Facebook, I think, do.
Oh, okay.
There is some chat up here, but I think that's YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, it's either YouTube or Facebook, but the wake-up chat...
Hey, I've got my gorgeous mate Ian's in. Ian, nice to see you, mate. How you doing? Lovely to see you. Elaine Clark says, sadly, the people have been brainwashed, burning the skin, awful rashes, feeling sick. She ain't silly. She knows what's going on. And this is the annoying thing. We all know what's going on. We have the solutions as well, but no one's brave enough to pick up the baton and start running with it. And because let me tell you, there is some disgruntled people in this country right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're on but none of them are going to go right. Let's go and crack on. Let's just no one does. We need to for not only our generation. I mean, I'm an old codger now, but the kids. Can you imagine growing up in this world as a kid now? Jeepers Christ. Do they deal with it? Anyway, James. So, James, what's been happening with your week then? What have you been up to? Anything exciting?
I've just been working, really. That's all.
Happy days. So you're off grid now. You got your own solar and your log burners and all that on the go. So you're not sucking on the nipple of all these big energy companies.
No council tax, no nothing.
Good.
I just stopped paying for my credit. I've stopped paying credit cards. Stopped paying the car. Just they can get stuff.
That's how you beat the system. That's how you beat the system.
Playing the system at its own game.
Yeah. Just don't feed. If we all didn't feed the system, there wouldn't be a system.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well said.
Yeah, I have to hold my hand up. I do pay for the vehicle license for this and all that stuff. Just because I can't be asked for the hassle for 180 quid.
Yeah, it makes me laugh. We've become a nation of serfs because we have to pay to use our own property and to have our own property. Now, when I was a kid growing up, my mum and dad never had nothing, right? Like we were skint. And I used to go to school with some of my mates, and one of my mates' dads was a house removal dude. And Barry was always having these toys coming out of houses, and the stuff that this family had was, and it never bothered me that I had nothing. It never did. I just grew up, you know. But I always figured if I had an ice pop in my hand and I'm sucking on that ice pop, that was my ice pop to suck on. If I was pushing a tyre down the road with a metal thing and going for miles with it, I figured that was my bit of metal and that was my tyre and I was having a nice time. Little did I realise that when I come into my older years, that when I bought a house, it wasn't my house. And when I bought a car, it wasn't my car. And when I had my kids, they wasn't my kids. That I was doing this all for some sick politician that's shagging kids in a place called Westminster. I'm sorry to be so graphic, but that's the truth. And when I come to the realisation of that 15 years ago, I felt sick. I felt sick that I'd been lied to, that I'd been cheated because they'd stolen my equity, my energy, my life, my energy, what come from me. They were stealing it on a 24/7 basis because I was the keeper of the car. I was so-and-so on the house. But if any of the council want to come and take it, yeah, fill your boots, come and take the house. Like, you know, you don't pay a car tax and you get caught, they slap you in prison. Don't pay council tax, they put you in prison. It's I'm sorry, but it's slavery at the highest order. Our politicians, they're all getting a bit flighty now because they know people are catching on. But why have we become their beggars? Why are they not our beggars? Why are they not bending to our will? The people, tell them that we're tolerate them doing this in the courts or that. Why have we become their plaything? I liken the police to a mouse and a cat. The cat traps the mouse and then it plays with it a bit, and then it gets the and then it bites his head off, and then it's laying there dead. The cat's like, I can't believe it. Why is it not playing on? That's the system.
That's a lovely scenario because I was thinking exactly the same. You know, it's like playing with a cat. It's like toying.
It is. That's what they do with us. They now think they own us. These big Freemason judges. I mean, there was one judge quite a few years ago. He got caught in a national paper. He was taking one of his rent boys in and sitting him on the front bench while he massaged his fucking ego in these court cases just to let him know how big and powerful he is. People like that in this country make me want to vomit. I actually, when I hear of stories like judges and that like that, it makes me want to go and deflee myself because, all right, none of us are pure. None of us are. We're all sinners, and the wages of sin is death. But at the end of the day, these people are sick. They're beyond help. They've declared us all dead, lost at sea. Now, only a nutter would do that. Only nutcases would declare sovereign life dead that we're all walking around in these vessels of death? No, we're not.
Well, when you talk about maritime law and you use that analogy as well, dead and lost at sea, and when we talk about courts and the dock, it's the same as maritime law. The dock, the lost, dead and lost at sea, and stuff like that. It's all maritime law.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the laws governing land, air, and water.
But don't it go say something, David, when you've got old men in grey curly wigs? Now, to me, it's just a fucking farce.
Do you know what the wig is? The wig's made of no. The wig's made. The wig is made of wool.
Yeah.
Now, the older the wig, these barristers and QCs will pay an absolute fortune for a wig that's like 400 or 500 years, because they say in their stupid thick minds that it holds all that wisdom and knowledge. But basically, what it is, when that man has got that sheep on his head, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. And the Bible is very beware the wolf in sheep's clothing, and that's what that fucker is. That one with the silly little wig with the curls, he's the wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't play with them no more. They can go fuck themselves.
I like that. I didn't know that, David.
That's it. That's the true story. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. That's what they are.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Because the saying and the metaphor is exactly what it is.
Now, my mate has just, I sound like Michael Caine then. My mate's just been to the solicitor, right? My mate's just been to the solicitor and had it right out with him about the birth certificate. And the solicitor was getting quite heated. He said, look, whatever it is you're looking for is right in front of you. And my mate went, all right, okay, I'll take that. And he starts really, really looking at it. And the only thing he can see that's different is the two dates, date of born, date of registration. And he looked at his solicitor. He said, is it these two dates? And the solicitor said, I can't say or deny or confirm. He said, and he just smiled at him. My mum made me thank you very much. Right?
David.
So you're yes, sir.
You know when I got my court papers back?
From your divorce?
Yeah, well, I got the first one with my date of registration, didn't I?
Yes, you did, yeah.
Because I told them that I was a living, breathing man and I was born.
That's it. Born is that's a big
thing. I rung the court and when they sent me it, after they sent me, I sent it back, obviously. And I rung the court. They sent me another one where they changed the date of birth to my born date.
Really?
And they changed the address to the lorry at Holstacks Farm, Wigglesworth.
That's all they can do. That's all they can do.
And then I basically wrote, they delivered that by post. The postman brought it.
What's a lorry?
Yeah.
Well, you got sat there on the lorry or something.
I had the back door open. The back door's open. I was doing some work in the back and I came in and made a brew. And when I went outside, the letter was there in an envelope with a stamp on it.
Yeah, I'm not so
was
sure.
Posted.
I reckon
and it says it should be served. It says it should be served personally.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So someone's.
So I rung them up and I rung them up. There's supposed to be another hearing, so I rung them up and I told them that I would be attending. I'm not going to go, but I told them I was going to be attending, and I required a translator. And she asked me what I wanted translating. I said legalese and dog Latin.
They know, mate. Listen, they must be getting this all the time. Caught up must be with this.
No, he knows.
By the time I'd asked all these questions, she actually hung up on me.
There you go. Well, we got information. It was very fabulous last night, actually. The information that we've got, how we get out of Bowl, how we get out of this. And one of them things you need is your NHS number. The other thing is a baptism. Then you need your limited company, and then Bob's your uncle. You can then go with the law on your side using the Coronation Act and the Bill of Rights 1688-89.
Yeah.
And you lean on these people and tell them that they've got to be doing their job and they can't have mischief in their promises. and they can't violate the monarch, and that they're involved if they don't do what they're doing in joint criminal enterprise. We've got to make these people have it now. It's sink or swim.
Yeah, it all stems from the birth certificate of the living man, the straw man, the Siste Vitae.
There you go. There you go.
Think outside the box. Where do you think that saying came from?
Well, yeah. Abandon ship. Abandon ship.
Yeah. Think outside the box.
Yeah.
Right, David. Can I make a suggestion?
Oh, I like suggestions.
If we want to beat this system, yeah.
You
know, I've been looking at these limited companies and trying to find significant people and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And you find that there's companies within companies within companies before you even get to the significant person, right?
Of course.
So if we were all a limited company, why don't we all go under the umbrella of one large company, but individual companies as directors?
We could. Yes, let's do it.
And we can have our own government. We can have our own everything, just like they do.
Yeah, is absolutely bang on, actually, because you can add as many directors as you want.
That's your people's government, for the people, by the people, and we're all limited, and we all live under God's law. Yeah?
And you can add them as many directors as you want, Dave.
Yeah, that's all we need to do. We all go under one umbrella. We have our own police, we have everything, right? And then we can say, your police better than our fucking police. What's going on here? Oh, sorry, swearing.
Well,
I don't know
the limited company does it is bothering them. They know, because this is our Boris Johnson.
Yeah, if we become right, HM Parliament and government, yes, PLC, yeah,
private limited company,
yeah.
England and their own police, PLC. That could be us.
Oh, I like that.
All of us under one umbrella.
Yeah, and if we all chipped in,
listen, I've been thinking about this. You know how things should never change once they're right. So if we all decided that our acts, statutes, and legislation we had to live under God's law, yeah.
Well, that's
right, and everybody was a director of that company, and we made sure that nothing could change unless every single director voted. Right? If you had millions of directors, not everybody's going to vote, and you would always live under God's law.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that's what we need to do. If anyone goes into a court,
that's what we need to do. When we're all limited companies, we need to go under the umbrella of a limited company.
Company
and people can join our company and live under our laws.
Yeah, no, I like that. If you ever
fight fire with fire.
If you ever go into a court, people at home, Facebook, YouTube, all over, never swear on this Bible. Never, ever, because swear no oaths. He says, I'm jealous, man. You can't serve two masters. You don't swear. You never put me to the test. So when you put your hand on the Bible and you swear on it, I swear to tell the truth. Well, you're putting him to the test, and you're going down in a hellfire, man. Because
you claim to be an atheist.
No, you could do, but that's just all strong delusions. They know. Look, they know that the book is the pillar, the foundation, the cornerstone. That's what this world's built on. Even the Queen herself said, I'll swear to keep God's law. We're the ones that have come away. So if we think we're anything other than under a contract with God and his written word, then we have strong delusions, and they will treat that as a sign of mental illness. And it's like all these other things, veganisms and transformerisms and all that. Fair play and good luck to the people involved in that. But if you think you're this and that, you have strong delusions, and God says the devil will send you strong delusions. So be very careful. But you're right, James. That sounds like a really dapper plan. I'm liking that. I'm really
well put, actually.
And what we could do, we could run this business open and transparent. Yeah. So every director can see any bit of information or any price or anything that's going on, right?
Yeah.
And it would work. And if we made too much money, we give it back to the people. Yeah. Yes. And we print our own money, and we put a heart on it instead of a pound sign.
I wonder.
And that's
What?
it. You can only have a love of love then.
Yeah, I like that. I wonder what the biggest limited company is on Company's House with the most amount of people inside that limited company. It could be government itself. Maybe they go under one big umbrella, or some big firm. I don't know, Rolls Royce. But there must be a limited company out there with thousands of people in it, mustn't it?
Yeah, of course. But why couldn't we make it easy for people to actually join and not do the limited? You could be a 0 hours employee.
Yeah, I like it.
And
It's
come under our umbrella, and you don't have to work, you don't have to do anything, and we don't have to employ you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would be under the umbrella of that corporation, and people could do it, sat at home watching telly, drinking beer, wasting their life. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And all they have to do is press a button, and they become a 0 hours employee.
Yeah, look, we've got Roy Pierce. Yeah, mate, it's fabulous. We've got Natalie Burrows in the wake up chat. I've got to do this because Jason's going to rub me otherwise. Sonia is in there. She said, I don't think I'll ever forget I was introduced to your awesome self, Dave. My pal said, go listen to this man. Bosh. He said, we're all dead lost at sea. That's why we're busting up. And then we checked out what you were saying, and lo and behold, everything you said was true. I try my hardest, Son. I really do. So, Roy Pierce is in the chat room. I've got to give a shout out to the Wake Up UK group and the team that keep this fabulous show going. And what a great show Ollie Connolly just put on the show before this one this evening. Alan, how's Sandy? Is Sandy doing all right?
Yeah, I was with him Sunday night. We had Reese on with us. Shane, Captain Pugwash was on as well. And we were I was trying to kind of like, Sandy's internet was dropping in and out. So what I did was I trying to talk to Reese in the sense that, you know, it's very, very difficult being in a position like we've been through, like abuse and so on and so forth, and you know, and child survivors and so on and so forth. And but when you you've got to try, it's very, very difficult to. You can be in the wilderness for years and years and years, and you can be a lone wolf for a long, long time. And it doesn't matter. You can shout from the tallest building, and you can shine the brightest beam, and no one sees you or no one hears you. But at the end of the day, you have to persevere. You have to believe in yourself a little bit, and you have to keep fighting and going forward. And that's what I've been doing. You don't think I want to do this, do you?
No, none of us do. You should never have been put in that situation anyway. You should never have been abused as a bloody child. I'll tell you, because we're on Facebook. They are monsters. That's exactly what they are. They are monsters. Anybody that does stuff to kids, let me tell you something now, right? You're looking and watching, and I hope you feel this heartfelt. I'm a man of this book, and let me tell you, you are going to fucking hell. I'm telling you, the good Lord will put you straight to hell, and you are going to purgatory. Make no mistake about that. You might have avoided justice here, but you don't escape the great man, because he says judgment is reserved only for me. So good luck with that one.
But when you talk about it, Dave, and you talk about that women as well as men were abusing children, like waterboarding them in bathrooms. Bathrooms would be a terrible torture chamber, and they were using carbolic soap in their faces, in their eyes, in their mouth, using floor scrubbing brushes, not only to burn, to scratch their skin and tarnish them, slapping them in and beating them, sexually and physically, mentally abusing them right across the board. The school teachers were doing it. They put you in pairs of shorts. You did no possessions. You had nothing. You didn't own an Anki. And like the teachers are calling you in parts of the playground in broad daylight in front of all the other children, rifling through your pockets, saying, "What you got hiding in your pockets, boy?" He's filling you up. He's putting his hands in your pocket. Knowing full well you have no possession. You don't even have a fucking bubble gum in your fucking pocket, or a hanky or anything.
How does that make you feel, James? Sad. Does it make you want to go and beat the shit out of these people?
Oh, yeah.
It does me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but Dave, I had 7 abusers in Beach Home, right? 7 of them. To go from 0 to 6 and placed in 5 different children's homes, I don't recall a lot of what happened to me from 0 age to 6 I remember regimental bathrooms and buildings and places names like Camberley, Shirley Oaks, Oakley Street, Elsfield House, and being part of Wandsworth and part of Hammersmith, you know, court orders being taken out on me, or supervision orders, they used to call them in their days. And the people call them social workers nowadays, but in our day, they were called CCOs, child care officers, right? And ours was, mine, all right, was like a fucking case file. I'd get a different social worker every month. Till in the end, I wouldn't speak to them. I refused to speak to him. Why should I sit there talking to a stranger? Because that's what it felt like. I was talking to somebody. Next month, they'd give me a young student the job of being our caseworker. That's why your reports and your child reports and your records and your access subject stuff, that's why it gets altered, redacted, and fucking misplaced. Because they're all fucking, none of them are singing from the fucking same sheet.
If you was right, here's the thing: if you was putting a claim into court and you was suing Joe Bloggs down the road because you fucked your bathroom up or something, and there was money involved in it, of course, all day long. But the minute that you're going in with all these things, they're just you're gonna get blocked, and that's sad. And what bothers me as well is that everyone that's sit at home, 65, 70 million people, if I was to tell them and talk to them about these stories and these abuses, they glaze over, they shut their ears and their minds off. And that I really detest that, because I can't know something and then not unknow it. It will always stick with me, the profanity of whatever it is, you know.
Do you know what hurts me the most, David?
Oh,
the fact that when I was put into Beach Home, all my siblings were put into the same children's home. So I had 2 sisters and another brother. And because of what they'd done and put us into separate cottages out of 24 cottages, and they put us all into separate houses, we as a family were never a family again. We never, ever shared the same room again, ever in our lives. And then the fact that my first 25 years, London was my fucking Beirut, where I was sleeping rough, I was sleeping on the streets, I was putting fucking bricks through windows to get into a police cell on a Friday night because I knew I wouldn't be up in court until Monday. I had the fucking weekend in a police cell if it was fucking cold and rainy and windy. You know, the extent you fucking go through to do, and 9 times out of 10, they just kick your ass out and fucking let you go. You could do lots of things. I've done it on numerous occasions to get fucking a kip in the fucking police cells for weekends. The amount of times I did it, if I weren't sleeping.
How have you done? You've done well, considering what you've been. Oh no, I've got a mate, similar situation from up north. He was abused in these things, and he's tried to hang himself. I won't mention his name.
Yeah, well, I did try to top myself. I've climbed, I don't know if you know Trellick Tower in London, Ladbroke Grove Way. There's a big, tall, really massive building. I climbed to the top of that thinking that I wanted to end it, but I don't know what stopped me, or whether I wasn't brave enough. I sat in Watford Junction, the train station, and I felt like jumping in front of an express train just to end it, because I was getting to the stage of desperation. I had fucking nothing, and I didn't know where tomorrow was coming from. And you know, like I said, you know, my first 25 years was shit years. I ended up in every prison in London. I went through a really fucking rough time. I did some stupid things, and I admit I've done some stupid things. I went off the rails. You know, some people turn to alcohol, some turn to drugs, some people fucking end up taking their own lives through suicide. And, you know, and my first 25 years were horrible years, right? I met Kathy. She was the best thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
She turned my life around. When I was in my 30s, I was still jumping up in the middle of the night, having nightmares about them women abusing me in a dormitory and so on, and the things that happened to me. I was fighting in my sleep, right? And I was jumping. Kathy used to calm me down and settle me down. By the time I got to my 40s, I thought, I'm going to accept life. I'm going to live what I've got, do well what I've done in, excel in whatever I've got, and just move forward. In my fucking 60s, the police come back to me and say, we've had somebody come into a police station, said they were badly abused in Beecham Children's Home, right? And your name was mentioned. And they interviewed me, and they want to know every intimate fucking detail. You're in your 60s. You pick at that septic wound, it goes fucking septic again. You know, it's like that can of worms. You open it, all that tin of skeletons, all them phrases or metaphors that you want to use, it all comes flooding back. How the hell, even in my young age, my teenage, my whatever, my 30s, and then in my fucking almost retirement years, how am I supposed to forget all this shit?
Thing is, Al, I bet in hindsight you probably sit there now, and when the old bill come round, and you probably thought to yourself, now you might as well just told them to fuck off.
Yeah, my brother did that.
Well, yeah.
My brother did that. He did exactly the same. They went to interview with my sister. One of my sisters is deceased, and she died. Margie died because she was so desperate to have children. Right when she left Beach Home as a teenager and went into pen, they took her from Beach Home to Banstead Station. Right, they put her on a train, and they said, because they were single carriage, there was lots of carriages in them days. Right, they said to the driver, "Can we put this young teenage girl up with you, driver, in the driving cab, so she's safe until she gets to Carshalton Station," or whatever the case be. The train driver abused her in the cab. So she's gone from an abusive fucking children's home to being released into the fucking new world, and a train driver thinks that he can take advantage of a fucking young girl, you know, in his workplace. And not just only that, it's that Margie went through fucking hell. She kept that buried, and a lot of things buried for years and years and years. And she couldn't conceive with the partner she was with. So she went on fertility treatment. And they did say to her, if you stay on it for too long, there is a chance that you can get cancer. Margie was so desperate to give the children something she never, or a child something she never had, the love and affection she didn't get or possess as a child. Right? She stayed on it for 8 years. She ended up getting breast cancer. And in the end, they told her she was in remission, and it went to her liver, came back and went to her liver, and she never survived it. But at the end of the day, Margie never did anything wrong. She was a good person. She paid her way. She never hurt, injured, no harm, no loss, no injury in her lifetime was served to anybody. Right? And you get people like this in life, right? And they're taken.
I think it's just so it's tough. I'm gonna screen share. I'm gonna play a little song, and this song's called "Farewell, My England," and it's by a guy called Citizen Smith.
Farewell, my England, so long, my old friend. Your days are numbered, they're coming to an end. To be Scottish or Irish, Welsh, that is fine. But don't tell them you're English, that's way out of line. Now the French and the Germans, they call themselves such. Now so may the Norwegians and the Swedes and the Dutch. You can call yourself a Russian or even a Dane. But don't ever say you're English, ever again. At Broadcasting House, the word is taboo. They banned it in Parliament and Brussels too. And even in the schools, the teachers are told you can't teach the young children of the England of old. Writers like Shakespeare, Milton and Shaw, they don't learn of these heroes in our schools anymore. or Agincourt, Trafalgar, Arnhem and the Somme, where the brave sons of England before us have gone. So now we are Europeans, oh how can this be? For Europe is miles away over the sea. But don't tell them that you're English and you're proud through and through. They'll only call you a racist, even though it's not true. So tell her Brussels and Parliament too. We are proud of our heritage, we are red, white and blue. Fly the flag of St. George and the Union Jack. And tell the whole wide world we're taking our England back.
Wow, Citizen Steve there, guys and girls. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are in the world. It's a great tune. It's quite somber because we got onto a bit of a somber moment, and that bothers me out. Everyone in this country thinks this country's so glossy. We've got the magazines, we've got the girls with the 2+2 on the front and the mucky mansions, but it's not, is it? It's quite a dirty place. And that's what I say. I dare people to go and look in the dirty dustbins and see what they find. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to look in the dustbin. I ain't got time, Dave, to go and listen to the child abuse cases or the Westminster cases. How you all getting people just ain't got the time, and it drives me insane now. It really, really, really does. Drives me insane.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. When I was cabin in London, and I knew about the Elms Guest House, I knew about Dolphin Square. You know, this sickness, this dirtiness, this unclean place that we call home. And it is. And I don't care what anybody says. You know, this has been going on a long, long time. And it's not going to stop tomorrow.
No, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. We've just moved into a territory now where there's bad. It's really, really bad, but they do whatever they can to cover it up. You know, I personally think they've murdered over 20,000 on with Dr. Vernon Coleman on this one. Last year, I think they murdered over 20,000 more elderly people in care homes with having the old jabs, and then their families again. Like my old
agenda.
Yeah, my old mother-in-law, God rest her soul, she was in her 80s, early 80s. She was having in one of these care homes, and my son said, Dad, I went and see her the day before. He said in the afternoon, and then the next morning I got a call, your nan's passed away in the night. And I said, well, they've probably midazolammed her, and it's suicide by injection now. I mean, it reminds me of a Joseph Mengele program. But then everyone says, oh, Dave, no. But then I say to him, listen, it could be you when you're 70, when you're 80, when you're 50 or something. You could find yourself in one of these places and no one's coming to rescue you when they put that jab in your arm. No one's coming. Nobody. No one's there. No one cares about your natural rights, this, that, the other, because the system knows the elderly population, when they're all on retirement down the beach, changing their dentures, that they consider them, and I don't know how they get this in their tiny minds, they consider them a drain on the system. So they figure, well, if they're not there and we can nick their houses and have a load of wonga out of it, well, we'll top them off. And that's the mentality that Boris Johnson and Priti Patel, they have deep down. Of course, they're going to laugh at your face when they're on Prime Minister's Question Time or on the thingy. But, mate, let me tell you, these people are dirty and they are sinister. And we need to clean and drain that swamp. Let me tell you. We really do. And where'd you go for justice? Where'd you go? Like, if my dad, let's say, I'm going to create some scenarios. My dad, I'll get a call. Oh, your dad's in home. Next day he's dead. Oh, okay. Well, who was there at the time then? Oh, well, yeah. Who was the carer? Who's administered? What? Then they shut, mate. If someone give me a machine gun, that ever happens, I would gun them down. I think, fucking hell. What? Look, life first, people first, everything else secondary. Businesses, cars, all secondary. The first thing, if you don't maintain in your country the spirit and people first, and then everything after that, you're on a lost cause. And we're at the backside of it all now. We're at the arse end. It's disgusting what they get up to. Councils and that. It's disgusting. How you going, Jojo?
Evening, David. Evening, Joe, man.
Hi, Jojo.
How are you doing?
All right, Joe.
Very well.
Hey,
Where are you,
it's just on what you was talking about. Like, you know, people are starting to get to grips with this CRT and this shit that's going on in school with the children.
Good.
But
good.
We're if people don't wake up, we're 20 years from having a world full of perversions and perverted children becoming perverted adults to fit in with the fucking filth that we have telling us what to fucking do every day.
There you go, brother.
20 years. Imagine a 4-year-old going to school now being taught all that fucking filth.
It's disgusting.
In 20 years' time, that young man or woman is now an adult full of filthy perversions that the elite deal in daily. They want society the same as fucking them. It's fucking sick.
It is absolutely filth. I don't know where it is. I don't know whether it's Scotland, Ireland, or I could have this wrong demographically, but they're now boasting and bragging that they want to bring the sexual consensual age down to 13.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Scotland, is it? The Scots are going to have it.
What they've said in Scotland is that with the police and school and social services, if they find under 16s, the same age group having sex and that, they won't inform their parents.
Jeepers.
They'll keep it between them. You never have secrets. Secrets are what have us in the fucking position we're in today.
There you go, brother. Yeah. Corruption, secrets. It goes hand in glove with these politicians. You know, all these politicians that have done so bad by us, they've all got dirt on them. Like my mate Chrissy Morris, right? So he come on the show last Thursday night, and there's been a lot of YouTube comments which are, fancy letting him on there. He's been done for raping his wife and kids, and I'm like, really? So I'm going to check these profiles out on YouTube, and they've got like 1 subscriber, and I'm like, my reply is, when a man stands up as a borough councillor and is a square peg in all your round holes, and he starts telling it how it is, and he puts all your noses out of joints and you don't like it, you will try and smear him. Now, what happened, this woman, Wendy Stamp, apparently started sending him pictures through text messages of her angry growler, right, and sending him suggestive texts. Well, as much as Chris is a very good-looking boy, and I would, if I was the other, if I was a lady, I'd consider Chrissy to be fair game. But I think there's a deeper meaning to this. I think Wendy was trying to get him laced up, get him with photos and this, that, the other, so then the council could say, "Oh, Chrissy, did you have a nice night last night?" "Oh, I did. Me and Wendy." And then all the pictures come out, the videos come out and all that. And then all of a sudden, Chrissy's in their pocket forevermore. Either that or he stands down and dismisses. Hey, try to set him up, entrapment. Yeah, I haven't told him that yet, but I've said, the YouTube. Oh, why would you let him on? I'm like, well, where's your evidence? Oh, well, it's been in the paper. Well, I don't care where it's been. Where's your evidence of your claim that you're making that this man has abused his wife and kids? Where is it? Where's the court case? I want to read it. Oh, well, no. I'm like, well, you're full of shit then. Will you stop? And I said, we've got to stop doing this, casting aspersions on one another, because that's demonic stuff.
Well, you know how long I've known John Wedger, right? Yeah. I've known him 4 years, and there's been there's dozens and dozens of trolls out there. They've gone to his house, they've taken photographs of his house, of his vehicles, of his workplace, and they say things that are not true online. They cast aspersions about him. Do you know what? That man was a highly decorated police officer, one of the highly decorated police officers. He was so successful at his job, he was in the end told to shut the fuck up. He was making too many fucking waves.
Yeah, he was, yeah. Look, in the last month, we've got a group now which is really coming on leaps and bounds, and we was in a call last night. There must have been 12 of us, because it was more of a focused evening where we were focusing on information. But one of the guys in there that's smashing the granny out of his council, that ain't paying his council tax, he's a GP. He's a general practitioner. And I'm like, wow. And then we've got coppers now ringing me. I've got a police individual phoning me up, can you help me, Dave? I'm not registering my child. And my first question was, well, why not? Oh, I'm not giving my property over to the state. And I'm like, but will you work for the state and you believe in it? Yeah, but I'm not giving my... So trust me, I think we are on a precipice. I think there's just too much information out there now, and I think people are putting it across. Look at Alex Belfield, right? Whether you like him or not, he commanded 350,000 people on his YouTube channel within 2 years, and he's just funny. He's a hoot. Yeah, all right. He's not everyone's cup of tea, and he uses a few swear words and profanities, but YouTube's took him off because they're scared.
Yeah,
when you're over the target, expect flack. You'll have a nice ride up to the thingy, but when you're over that target, them guns are going to go tick, 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 and they're going to try and take you out of sky. And whenever you're over the target, whether you're an ex-copper, whether you're a counsellor in a thingy, whether you're ingy, once you get over that target on that pickle barrel, you're going to get flat thrown at you. But you have to be aware and you have to be vigilant. I'm glad Chrissy brought that one out, but I see that Wendy's that was a deeper meaning. That was, if I can get him to shag me and I've got the evidence, the photographic and all the video, I can shut this man up and I can have him in my pocket. Well, bad luck. It didn't work because he see you coming. He see him coming. God bless him. Lovely man. Mike sends his apologies, by the way. He's got bad internet. He can't get on tonight. He said he's going to ring me tomorrow. He's missed me.
Oh, bless him. That's a couple of weeks now. Isn't it?
He's gone.
Oh, has he gone and all?
Been in a hotel for the last 4 days. Wow. Yes, we had a little thing there. We've got about 7 minutes left. Anyone got any juicy stories? Juicy ones. Like Jojo, you must have a juicy story.
No, man, you know.
Oh, man. Well, it's... what do we make of this?
I haven't seen Juicy in a long time.
Hey, what are we making of this Russian nonsense? Do we think Russia's invading the Ukraine?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard a report the other night that Putin's the Crimea and the Black Sea side, they wanted to rejoin Russia.
Mm.
So what Putin has done now, and apparently the statement's online now, he's accepted that he's recognized them as individual states now.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to go to war with them.
I've just had some fresh news in straight off the press. It's off the BBC and it says France has just surrendered.
Yeah, and the Italians have made sure all their vehicles are in reverse.
Yeah. Yeah, no, France have just surrendered. They've thrown the towel in already. Bless them, eh? Oh, dear. It's funny. We've only got a few more minutes left. It's all been going on this week, ladies and gentlemen, at home, round Tinternet, wherever you are. We've had wet and windy weather. We've had Jordan with her mucky mentions on the TV. We've had Rylan Clark, the man that does the Cinch adverts, in his private video, chasing his mate down an alley going, "Where's that line? You told me you was going to give me a line." So they're all on the old loopy-loop juice. And Rylan's been called, you know, when you get a car off him, you've been cinched, all right, let me tell you. But it is what it is. This show is called The Dave Witcher Love, Light and Laughter Show. We hope you enjoy the content that we get over here. I hope you enjoyed the Citizen Smith song for tonight. And as always, we're not quite there. We've got 5 minutes. We've got great people that come and join us. Spear Thrower disappeared, but Spear Thrower's show, if you ever want to go and watch Spear Thrower show, he gives you some good nuggets. He don't do an awful lot of talking, but boy, does he give you some very, very powerful information. So what do you make, Alan, of knowing that Boris Johnson is a limited company? How do you feel about that?
Do you know, it's weird. You only have to look, nothing. Keir Starmer, right? Let's take Keir Starmer first, right? He was talking. Boris Johnson, as far as I'm concerned, the best thing Boris Johnson was to bring out 14 years later, tell the Commons, which they did already know, and they're all complicit in it, was about Jimmy Savile. We all fucking knew that, right?
Yeah.
And then they make a big hush hush about it. And he was the head of the CPS. He was CEO. Nothing went past him. The war-based case, another 75 victims there. Loads and loads of stuff. They're all bad. They're all bad eggs. Like Cassandra Dick about the John Claus Mendes thing, about so much shit, police taking photographs of dead bodies, about, you know, the Sarah Everard case. They're all wrong ones, mate. Every single one of them. You know, I look sometimes at the wall at Buckingham Palace, and you see the wall as you come down from Hyde Park. There's doorways in now. I can see Andrew coming out of one of them doors from fucking Buckingham Palace, walking over to Belgravia Square, going into Coustock's basement flat in St James's Square, Belgravia, and having these wild fucking parties, what he was doing. People don't fucking talk about things like that. As a cab driver, I know all these fucking places. I knew where Coustock was. I used to do errands for her, taking her photography stuff all over the fucking London.
He's just paid a woman £12 million and he never even met her.
Yeah. What does that tell you?
He's guilty.
To be fair, it couldn't have been him. He don't sweat anymore.
Not since his chopper got shot
It
down.
would do if I got hold of him.
Did you see that one I put up, Dave, about his chopper getting shot in the Falklands War?
Oh, did he get shot in the Falklands War? Hello.
No, he said he hadn't sweat so much since my chopper got shot down to sink the song. Have you not seen it?
The chopper, yeah, because he flew it. Well, yeah. Oh, his chopper's been everywhere.
No. It's a piss take. But I'll send you a messenger.
Yeah, send it to me, guys. Listen, we're seeing this shit. So really, listen, I'm reading scripture, right? And after my near-death experience years ago, I was told very clearly that these times were coming and that they would be on us and I'd be here to witness them. So it is all playing out. Every time I see some discrepancy in all the parliaments, all the abuse scandals coming out, all the stuff with the royal family, I'm just like, yeah, see that coming. I know that's coming. We have to get rid of the shit before we can have the golden nuggets, and that's where we are all going to the promised land, by the way. We really are. We need to get rid of this evil. We really, really do. The evil has got to go, as far as I'm concerned. Before we disappear, guys, we've got 2 minutes left before I pay the count out timer. Any last words of wisdom? Anything you want to get off your chests?
Can I ask you a question, David?
Yeah,
why would Julian Smith MP Limited also be Mr. Julian Smith MP Limited?
Oh, there you go. This is what they denied. No,
because
I've got no idea.
Because
it's a secret society.
That's what I've done. That's what I've done. I've set up two. One Mr. James Thomas Holgate Limited and one James Thomas Holgate Limited.
Yeah, that is another loophole.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I don't know what loophole it is, but...
Yeah, just, keep it going. Be strong people in the face of adversity.
Amen.
You know, we'll get there.
Yeah,
we certainly
The choice is very simple right now if we look at it. We see what's going on around the world. Your choice is take the poison, or
Yeah.
that's the choice. There is no other choices anymore.
No,
They're going to
there isn't,
force
mate.
you to take it, and then there is no choice. Simple.
They ain't forcing me.
leave
I ain't
the
never
fi-
coming in my temple.
They're not forcing me to take it.
Did
Yeah.
you see,
Alan,
Dave,
last
at
word?
one stage? Dave, did you see at one stage there was something put in that when they were killing off the pensioners and the care homes and all that stuff like that, they reckon in 1 week alone, they're not talking about the 2 years, but in the weeks alone at the beginning, in the first part of it, they were saving something like £500 million a week in paying out pensions to those deceased through the jab.
There you go. Says it all, done it. Sometimes their actions with the death of people speaks loud words. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in the chat room, everyone on Facebook, everyone on YouTube, thanks so much for tuning in to my
Me,
show.
Alan.
God bless
Cheers,
you all.
Dave. Good night.
Yeah,
God
we're
bless.
going to have a
Nice
little
to meet
play
you all.
out. We'll see you all next Thursday. Thanks for tuning in.
Latest.